What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So earlier on today, I told you, first off, happy 4th of July. But I told you earlier on today, if you come back, I was going to provide a video that gave you an idea of where to get more additional relief, what to do, how to do it. So that's what I want to cover in today's video. Also, let me address the fourth stimulus check very quickly because a lot of people are asking about that. Right now, we do not have a definitive answer as to whether or not we will get a fourth stimulus check. Some say yes. I personally believe there will be some form of additional stimulus. But right now, the discussions are going from stimulus check to survival check or additional relief to the American people. So as we get more information there, I promise I'll fill you in on those details as well. But what we know at this point is a fourth stimulus check is still an option. It's still a possibility, but the best opportunity right now to get additional stimulus is to actually get the stimulus that was already sent out. That's guaranteed because that money has already been sent out. So here's what you need to do. First, talking about stimulus checks. If you didn't get your $1,200, $600, or $1,400 stimulus checks, here's what you need to do. If you didn't get the $1,200 or $600 checks, it's probably because you didn't file your taxes yet. If that's the case, go and file your taxes. Now, if you are older, let's say you are dependent on somebody else's tax return, and that's the reason why you didn't get your $1,200 or $600 checks, one of the things that you need to understand is if you decided to go and file yourself, okay, you are now independent. You're going to file your own tax return. You're not going to be under anybody else. If that's the case, the IRS would actually send you the $1,800 in stimulus funds. They'd actually send you this money as a return. So if you don't have any income, you don't have to worry about it. You just go and file no income whatsoever, and then in the box, I think it's like box 30 or something, I'm not 100% sure, but you can actually check that box saying that you never received any of your stimulus checks, and they would actually send you the $1,800. So that's something that a lot of people don't realize. But again, that's only if you didn't get a check because you were a dependent on somebody else's tax return. Now, another thing you need to understand is that the IRS at this point is extremely backlogged. They are so far behind at this point. It's ridiculous. I think the reports that came out just the other day, I think they came out on Thursday or maybe Wednesday, they were saying that the IRS, they answer, like as far as the 1040 form, as the tax returns, as far as answering your phone calls, about 3% of the phone calls that the IRS receives actually get answered by a representative. So 3%, think about that. If you called 100 times, 3%, that means 3 times you get a hold of somebody. And that number is very small. I think 3 years ago in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there, the number for getting a hold of the IRS was about 30-some%. And it just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. And obviously the pandemic made things even worse. But what we know, and I've been telling you guys this for a while, is you can still get your tax return, your tax refund. Okay, if you haven't filed your taxes and maybe you have a child, you've earned some income, right? You can get a child tax credit. You can get an earned income credit. Maybe you overpaid in your taxes and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to file taxes. It's just too expensive. It's just too much work. Filing your taxes is actually pretty easy. And if you get somebody else to do it, simple. And then you just pay them whatever it costs. In many cases, it's almost free. And then let's say you get a $2,000 child tax credit from last year. Well, that's $2,000 minus the fee. Let's say it's $50. You can get $1,950 simply because you filed your taxes. This is where a lot of people are a little hesitant because they don't know what's there, but there's money there. So if you haven't filed your taxes, I'd recommend you do so. Now, the next thing. If you're on unemployment for any time last year in 2020 and the state took some of your money, some of your unemployment income for taxes, you can get up to $10,200 in free income, okay, from this. This is something that was done through the American Rescue Plan. This was passed back on March 11th. So what we do know is you can potentially get, a $1,000 to $2,000 pretty much in free money as a unemployment income tax refund. But all you got to do is go and file. So make sure you go and get that if you haven't done so already. Now, another big thing, and this is one of those things I I like providing updates on, but the problem is states are so slow with this, but you can still get rental assistance. One of the things that we know is that many people are struggling to get rental assistance, not because they don't absolutely need it, because it's something that they deserve. The reason is because the states are so slow. The programs are so far behind. The systems that they're running are they're just outdated. So what we know is that if you are applying for a program, let's say it's through your state, first off, continue to apply, check back with the state and make sure they have all the information that they need, they have all the documentation, all the paperwork, so that they can make a decision. If you apply through the state, some cases in some states, some counties, you can also apply for the county and a city program as well. So it's not just through the state. In many states, it's just the state that will have the rental assistance programs. That's from the federal government. However, there's still money in the budgets for many counties and many cities that you can go and apply for rental assistance through the city or the county itself. And if that's the case, go and do it. Apply for the city, the county, and the state, all three if you can do it. Also, there's private programs as well that will provide rental assistance for you. So if you need help, look into those as well. Now, I wish I could be more help here. Here's the problem though. How many states are there? How many cities are there? How many counties are there? I can't give you, every single one of you, a list of the website to go to for your city, your county, and your state on top of all the private programs that are out there. That would just be so much work. But again, I'd love to do it. The problem is the video to do that, or the guide would be just it's so big, it would take up all my time, and you'd probably maybe I'd never even address your specific county or state or your city. So that's the problem there. So if you have questions on that, you can always ask your questions down in the comment section below. Something else that we're hearing at this time, reports are indicating that only less than 30% of all applications are even completely filled out when they are sent over to the rental assistance agencies. So because of this, some of these rental experts, these housing experts, are saying make sure that you have your documents, they're 100% filled out, there's no box unchecked, everything is answered, and make sure on top of that you provide everything from maybe your income, okay, your W-2s, your unemployment income statements, maybe you even provide things like your lease agreement, right? Anything that is showing a hardship, you show all that, because those things are going to play an impact as to whether or not you receive assistance or not. Now, a lot of the people right now are saying that the states are saying that their application is pending. If it's pending, ask them why, okay? Experts are saying to ask why. In some cases, it's pending because it hasn't been filled out. There's a questionnaire, there's documentation that they still need, but if you just ask, is it pending? And they say yes, and then you hang up, you're never going to know why it's pending. What are they waiting on? Are you in a queue? Are they waiting to see if your landlord responds? Because that's what's happening a lot, is the landlord's not even responding to calls or emails, and because of that, or even whatever, mail, right? I barely even get mail, so I don't even know what it's called. But if they're not responding through mail, then it's like, okay, well, is this person really renting, or are they pretty much going to defraud the state? And so that's another issue. Again, all these things really add up, and it makes things very complicated at this time. The next thing, nutrition assistance. Here's what you need to understand. Apply for SNAP benefits. And I tell people this all the time, is if you don't know if you qualify, just go and apply. It's very simple to apply. You can do it all online. Apply for SNAP benefits, see if you get it, see if you qualify. If you don't, no big deal. If you do, awesome, you'll get some money. Now, the next thing is to go to your local food banks and see if they have anything for you. If you don't need food, and maybe you're just looking for to help out, give a helping hand, maybe you can go and take some food, take some canned goods, okay? Pastas, things like that. They absolutely love those, things that don't go bad very quickly. Take those and help out if you can. Now, here's a big thing that actually went through. It's a big help. It's helping a lot of people, and it's going to continue to help people for a little while. Is there something called the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program? This is an internet subsidy that was passed through the previous American rescue plan. But what this is, it provides $50 per month to take off of your internet bill. Again, you have to qualify for this. But if you've had hardships, you've been on unemployment, you are at risk of being evicted, maybe you need it for school or education, continue learning, anything like that, maybe for work. There's a program out there that will give you $50 per month to pay for your internet. Now, if your internet bill is cheaper than $50 per month, then you just get free internet. But let's say your internet's $65 every single month, then you'd get $50 off, so it only costs you $15 per month to get internet. And so that's one of the things that's helping out many people. This is actually a pretty big program. Over the course of a year, you can save $600 on internet alone. $600, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of money, pretty good chunk of change to just save up simply because there's an internet subsidy that the federal government passed. And here's the next one. Getting a discount on utilities. And I want to bring this up because a lot of people are questioning whether or not they can simply call a utility company, their water, their sewer, their gas, right? Their whatever, their electricity. They can call these companies and say, hey, I'm having a tough time paying. Is there any discount out there for me? A lot of people don't want to do that because, well, they think it's embarrassing and they look needy. Well, you know what's more embarrassing is if you need it and you don't ask for help. That's where I think you need to ask for help. So many utility companies are actually receiving federal funding. And so you can call them and a lot of times just ask, is there an application process that you can use to apply for a discount for their services? In many cases, they're going to say yes. In some cases, they will say no. But however, and I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me and say they actually use my advice. And I actually mentioned this probably about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. And a lot of people reached out after that video and stated that they did receive assistance. They didn't have to apply for anything. There was no application process. All they did was ask. And the person on the end of the line said that they would get them a discount. And they got them a discount. Whether it's a $10 discount, a $50 discount, or maybe they waive their utility fee for the next couple months, anything is going to be helpful. So that's one thing I'd highly recommend, and all you got to do is just give it a try. Just call your local company for electricity or water, sewer, garbage, whatever, right? Call them and see. Now, I don't know 100% if Waste Management is doing something like this. Obviously they're pretty big in here in this area here in Washington State, but I think they're used pretty much everywhere. But that's something that I would look into as well. Sorry I didn't do that before this video. Probably should have, but I'd look into that as well. Last thing is when you are at a grocery store. Here's something that I just want to say. When you're at a grocery store and you are buying any type of food, one of the things that you can do, and this is something that I just found out not too long ago, is one of the things that you can do is you can ask the clerk, the person that's ringing you up at the grocery store. And I'm not talking about Target, I'm not talking about Walmart in most cases, but you can go up to the person that's ringing you up, right? The person that's at the register, and see if there's a way that they can give you their employee discount on your purchase. Okay? And so this actually works on many local stores, many local grocery stores, is if you go into them and say, hey, I understand you probably get an employee discount. I'm having a tough time right now. I can pay for this food. I can pay for all this stuff. But if I could get a discount, that would really help me out. And just by doing that, and again, I'm not trying to say go and scam the system, go and try to scam the store. If you really need help, go and ask. And you can even call. You can even call and say, hey, I heard that your store might do this. Is this true? If it is, great. I could really use the assistance. And by them giving you a 15, 20% off discount on the products that you're going to buy anyway, again, that's just an additional boost and a little more assistance to you. So that's something that I actually learned from somebody here on the channel, so here in the community as well. So I just want to thank you guys for that as well, always giving me updates on top of that, on top of the things that I provide for you guys. So, but that's all I wanted to provide for you in this update. Again, a quick little update, but also talk to you about how you can save money, how you can get additional assistance and relief that is currently out there. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, have a happy 4th of July. Have a safe 4th of July as well. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. and I'll see you guys on the next one.